Hey everybody, I'm making this video because we have been talking about homesteading or urban homesteading, which, as you know or may not know, is building self-sufficiency for yourselves. So a homestead could be anywhere. It could be the current home you have now, where you grow things or you raise animals. It could be one specific item, like say you like peaches and you decide to grow peach trees. And then you hook up with other homesteaders. And with those other homesteaders, you will trade with them. Maybe someone raises chickens or someone has a worm farm. And then you trade with each other. And that's what's considered urban homesteading, to get as much away from the grid and be as much self-sufficient as possible. And to do this, you don't necessarily have to move or necessarily have to go far away. You could homestead exactly where you are. Or you could go to what we will talk about today, a compound. Don't get scared and spooky. I'm not talking about building high walls and guarding it with a shotgun. So some of you, we have been talking about this compound idea. And so with the compound idea is multiple families living on a shared land together in their own individual houses and sharing our resources with each other. Also, for full transparency, I would like to tell you who all this video is going out to, so you all know who all is listening to the same messages you are listening to. Of course, I am, my wife Carla, Barla, Toriano Stinson, Charlene Harris, Heather Spees, and Benny Ward. So those are all the people who have been giving this video today. So in compound living, there's different ways that you can do it. Say for instance, we bought a whole block of land, and we put trailers on the land, and we sectioned off the land. This square package, it belongs to this household. This package here belongs to this household, and we all live communally, raising animals, gardening, and sharing other duties and responsibilities with each other. Now, it's important to note, this plan right here is a long, sustainable plan. This isn't something that's going to happen overnight. It's not a get-rich-quick scheme. It's not a quit-your-job-tomorrow scheme. This is something that will last a long time, for generations, hopefully. So it's also another important matter to keep in mind that Proverbs 18:13 says, if a person answers a matter without first considering it, then that person is a fool. So as you listen to what I'm saying today, I say take about a week to consider what part you may or may not want to play in this. So as for the compound manner, from now on I will address each individual house as their homestead. So if you live, like say where you live now or somewhere else, I will call that the homestead. Where my household will live will be considered the compound. So if other households want to live on that land as well, then we would be considered the compound, and other houses that will be connected to that tree or branch or whatever would be considered the individual homesteads. So individually, as a homestead, you could pick a fruit, a vegetable, a tree, an animal, or whatever that you will want to raise and bring to the table of the compound. So with that being said, there'll be maybe like once a week that we would all meet together and bring our shared achievements to the compound and harvest from that field. So let's say once a week we meet at the compound in what would be the storehouse, and we would bring whatever contributions we're bringing to the table. And at that time, the individual houses will take from that what they need for themselves. It'd be important that everybody will remember not to overtake. You'll be able to come to the table once a week. So take what you need for that week. Maybe want to can some stuff for later. But it'd be important not to waste whatever you take. don't let it go bad. Because whatever's left over in the storehouse can then can and keep it until someone else needs it. For instance, you grabbed all the apples you wanted for the week, and then remember it's such and such's birthday. They love apple pie. I'm gonna make apple pie, but I don't have enough apples. But I can go to the storehouse and get enough apples to make the apple pie for the party. And I will never have to go to a store to buy this food. Let's say that you're a meat eater, and it costs you $200 a month to buy meat from the store. But you're a smart buyer, so you go to a butcher and get meat orders, and it costs you $150 for a meat order. But an even smarter situation would be to be in a homestead community, to where these individual households come together and find a farmer and get their meat from the farmer once a month. That same meat might now cost you $75 for the month to feed your family. So it's okay to say this whole idea, this is just nonsense to me. Then this message will self-destruct in a week. No need to think about it or listen to it ever again. But let's say you want to be a part of this community. It's okay to say, I want to be a part of this community, but I want to keep my own individual homestead. I'll live wherever I want to live. And I'll live apart from the compound, and I'll come together with the compound once a week to contribute my contributions and reap the benefits of this whole communal living type situation. And if you want to actually live on the compound, then we will have more in-depth conversations about what exactly that looks like. But do know that what that look like will definitely be within a 30-minute distance of Cardinal Glennon Hospital. For me and my family, because of our allergies and things of that nature, it is probably a 0 to nothing chance that we will leave that area. So that gets you North St. Louis, South St. Louis, Illinois, St. Charles County. That's where, anywhere in that area is where the compound will be. And know that some of those areas cost more than others for land. So if you plan on living on the compound, those are all things to keep in mind. If you plan on having your own individual homestead, the important thing to keep in mind is if you're going to be committed to this community situation, that you need to live within an hour of the compound to be able to share with us. So maybe you're saying, I hate animals and I can't grow anything. What can I do? Well, maybe you cut hair. Maybe you can reap the benefits of the food of the compound and cut all the son's hairs once a week, every other week. Maybe you cut grass. Maybe you can cut the members of the community's grass every 2 weeks and reap the benefit of never ever having to go buy food from a store. Maybe you do none of these things, but what you do really well is making sure no one takes too much food from the storehouse. So those are all things to consider. So I hope that you would consider this matter and get back to me in a week with whatever role you would like to play in this community. If you don't get back to me, I won't ask you. If you want to be involved, to know you're serious, I would like for you to tell me. You can email me, text me, make a video. Tell me what makes you excited about this, what you want to get out of this community living, and what your strengths are, what you want to do. Like, for instance, I know that Heather is an animal whisperer. I feel like her job description in this community situation would be to be in charge of the animals and giving out duties, ways that people can help make our animal ecosystem healthy, because we're going to need to continue to keep the animals, whether we eat them for food or use them for their benefits. And Carla's job would be education. So any child that lived on the compound, it'd be Carla's duty to either homeschool that individual child, or if the parents are sending that child to school, to make sure that child gets on the bus and gets back off the bus and does their homework. My job would be knowing the rules and regulations of these type of things that we want to do. There are zoning issues in different cities or counties of how we can do this and make it legal. It's important to know that Missouri was rated number 5 as the 5th best state to live in Homestead due to the lax homeschooling rules, the tax breaks on homesteading, and the relaxed homesteading rules. Also due to the fact that we have so many hospitals in the area, that the city of St. Louis has tier 1 hospitals, and the further you get out to rural areas, the more likely you are to be in an emergency situation that you won't be able to get the help for that you need. So also being in the general area would also help people who will realistically still be working outside of the home for a period of time until they can find a way to make income off of their homesteading, or just not need an income because maybe someone in the homesteading group is clipping coupons and we're getting stuff for next to nothing. Maybe someone's job is going to the Goodwill to find the clothes for us, and we have our own little store and we're buying used stuff, or we're using our stuff. You know, maybe that's what's going on. Maybe someone's job is to collect the rainwater and we're watering all our grass with it and things of that nature. So again, please consider the matter, and once you have made your decision in your mind, also remember what the Bible says of the fact that without a vision, my people perish. So that being said, if you've decided to commit to this homesteading goal, to now start making decisions and planning and putting money aside and thinking about how this is going to look for you. If you decided that you're going to raise this animal or grow this food, go to the library, check out books, research it online, watch YouTube videos, and watch YouTube videos on how other families homestead. There are a lot of things out there that I watch. I thought about sending you guys some of the videos, but I said it'd be better if you guys found a video, watch it yourself, be committed to this thing. Alright, I hope to hear from you guys soon. I know I'll probably see all of you guys at Avery's birthday, so if you guys want to talk about it at Avery's birthday, that's fine. But again, I will not mention this anymore if you never mention it to me. This message will self-destruct in 7 days.